Hey there. So, today I want to chat with you about something that's woven into the very fabric of our lives, traditions. Those time-honored traditions that have been passed down through generations, shaping who we are and how we live. Whether it's a custom your family follows during the holidays or a ritual you perform without even thinking about it, traditions are everywhere. They're like the glue that holds our cultural identity together. Let's start with the idea of heritage. Our ancestry and lineage are deeply tied to the roots of our traditions. Think about it. Every family has its own family rituals, whether it's a special meal on Sundays or a ceremony to honor a loved one. These practices aren't just random. They're part of our legacy, something we pass the torch to the next generation. It's like carrying the torch for those who came before us, ensuring their values and beliefs live on. But traditions aren't just about family. They're also about culture and community. Take indigenous traditions, for example. These ancient practices are steeped in mythology and spiritual beliefs, often tied to the land and the sacred connections people have with it. And then there are tribal customs, which are all about preserving a way of life that's been around for centuries. It's fascinating how these norms and mores shape the ethos of a community, creating a sense of historical continuity. Now let's talk about folklore and superstitions. These are the stories and taboos that have been handed down through the ages. Like not walking under a ladder or throwing salt over your shoulder. These might seem silly to some, but they're part of a larger traditionscape that reflects the zeitgeist of a time and place. They're a way of honoring the past and staying connected to our ancestral roots. Of course, not all traditions are set in stone. Sometimes people break with tradition to create something new. But even then, there's often a nod to the conventional ways of doing things. It's like the saying goes, old habits die hard. And while some traditions might feel cast in stone, others evolve over time, adapting to new social norms and doctrines. One thing I find really interesting is how traditions are tied to festivities and commemorations. Think about holidays like Christmas, Diwali, or Lunar New Year. These are times when people come together to celebrate their cultural heritage, often with rites and ceremonies that have been around for generations. It's a way of keeping the flame alive and ensuring that the patrimony of a culture isn't lost. And let's not forget about ancestral worship and the idea of heirlooms. These are physical and spiritual connections to our past. An heirloom isn't just an object. It's a piece of inheritance that carries with it the stories and values of those who came before us. It's a way of sticking to one's roots and staying grounded in our cultural identity. But traditions aren't just about looking back. They're also about legacy building and shaping the future. When we follow in someone's footsteps, we're not just repeating what they did. We're adding our own chapter to the story. It's about preservation and orthodoxy, but also about growth and change. And then there are the heritage sites, places that are steeped in history and tradition. These are physical reminders of our ancestral connections and the sacred spaces that hold meaning for so many. They're a testament to the nationalism and cultural pride that traditions can inspire. At the end of the day, traditions are about more than just customary practices. They're about the beliefs and values that define us. They're about the rites of passage that mark important moments in our lives, from weddings to graduations. They're about the folklore and mythology that give us a sense of belonging. And they're about the festivities and ceremonies that bring us together. So, whether you're someone who sticks to your roots or someone who likes to do as the Romans do, traditions are a part of who we are. They're the roots that ground us and the branches that let us grow. They're the flame we keep alive and the torch we pass on. And in a world that's always changing, they're a reminder of where we've been and where we're going. So, here's to traditions, the time-honored, the sacred, and the ever-evolving. May we always honor the past while embracing the future. And may we never forget the legacy we're building for the generations to come. Cheers to that.